You're grinding every day. Long hours, no backup, no accountability. That ends now. The Empower Solopreneur Mastermind gives you one simple advantage: a weekly power session that turns isolation into domination. Every Friday morning on Zoom, you'll get real coaching and real feedback to make real moves. Join a group of driven professionals in a program designed for solopreneurs and people working at home. Stop getting stuck. Start scaling. Seats are limited. Lock in yours today at modernobserver.com/empower-mastermind.
A terrorist financial network uncovered, aid coming for farmers, the battle for Warner Brothers continues, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. The Israel Defense Forces and Israel Security Agency have exposed what they describe as a secret Hamas money exchange network operating in central Turkey under Iran's direction, according to documents and statements released this week. According to the intelligence released by the IDF and ISA, exiled Gazans based in Turkey have used the country's financial infrastructure to move large sums of money for Hamas, with transfers totaling hundreds of millions of dollars. The agencies say the network operates in cooperation with the Iranian regime, transferring funds to Hamas and its senior officials, and according to Israel, helping the group rebuild its capabilities outside Gaza. President Trump announced a $12 billion aid package for farmers on Monday, calling it bridge payments to help producers weather the impact of his tariff policies. The assistance includes $11 billion in one-time payments under the Agriculture Department's new Farmer Bridge Assistance Program, with the remaining $1 billion reserved for specialty crops not covered initially. Trump stated that the money would come from tariff revenue and will be distributed by February 28th, with payment amounts to be announced by the end of December. The program targets farmers earning under $900,000 annually who grow soybeans, corn, cotton, wheat, rice, and other crops hit hard by the China trade war. Trump also promised to remove environmental regulations on farm machinery to lower equipment costs. President Trump on Monday posted on social media that he plans to federalize artificial intelligence regulation with a one-rule executive order this week to help the U.S. continue to lead in the global race for the emerging technology. Trump wrote on his Truth Social platform, "There must be only one rule book if we are going to continue to lead in AI. We are beating all countries at this point in the race, but that won't last long if we are going to have 50 states, many of them bad actors, involved in rules and the approval process," read the president's post. "You can't expect a company to get 50 approvals every time they want to do something. That will never work," the post continued. Trump said he expects to sign the executive order sometime this week. After months of speculation whether she would enter the race for the Senate in Texas, far-left Democrat Jasmine Crockett announced her bid on Monday. In a launch speech to supporters in Dallas, she framed her candidacy as a move to stand up against President Donald Trump. Her announcement came hours after Democratic candidate, former Representative Colin Allred, announced he would be dropping out of the race, citing concern over keeping the party united instead of a messy primary battle. Texas Governor Greg Abbott posted on X that he is looking forward to watching the circus and keeping the U.S. Senate seat red. NVIDIA has been approved to sell H200 chips to China. The chip maker secured permission from the Trump administration to sell the chip, its second most sophisticated AI processor, to approved commercial customers in China, as long as the U.S. gets a 25% cut of the sales. The administration had previously barred such exports to China. NVIDIA's stock rose on the news, And China seems pleased as well, with President Trump posting to social media that Chinese President Xi Jinping responded positively to the idea. The battle for Warner Brothers isn't over. Paramount launched a $108 billion hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery on Monday, just days after losing the studio to Netflix in a months-long bidding war. Paramount CEO David Ellison's all-cash offer of $30 per share, $17.6 billion more than Netflix cash and stock deal, went directly to shareholders after Warner Brothers repeatedly rejected Paramount's proposals. Unlike Netflix's plan to acquire only the studio and streaming assets, Paramount's bid includes the entire company, meaning CNN, HBO, Discovery Channel, and TNT Sports would stay under one roof rather than being spun off. The financing comes from Larry Ellison and Redbird Capital, plus a $24 billion commitment from Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds and President Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner's affinity partners, all agreeing to forego board seats and voting rights. Trump already flagged concerns about the Netflix deal's market dominance and said he would be involved in the approval process. That's the Raw Naked Truth for December 9th, 2025. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.